Oh, well, hey there. It's Jamie, that's me here. Welcome back to my channel, honey. We're about to go ahead and get into this finale of Portia's Family Matters, honey. Let's go ahead and talk about it. All right, y'all. It is over, honey. We is glad it is finally come to an end. Okay. And we don't even need to look for a reunion because I don't believe a reunion is going to be happening and it should not happen. All right. Dealing with this family and all they got going on that's supposed to matter. All right. But let's go ahead and talk about some things. First things first, Porsha can't even do her confessional without believing that somebody standing next to her is Dennis. Okay. He was definitely giving Dennis vibes though. So I have to give her that. He was definitely giving us Dennis vibes. Okay. So Dennis arrives with baby Pilar. Okay, and Porsha invites him in. So he drops off the baby. She's hugging on the baby, all this other great stuff. And she's like, so, hey, Dennis, you want to come in? And he looking at her like, am I even allowed to come in? So he's just standing there. Then he's not really interested because he's not over what all took place in Mexico. And he also went to the confessional and said that how Porsha is, the type of person she is, she's not going to apologize for any of her actions. And I said, well, you know her well, honey. You know her very well, right? So Dennis isn't really interested in coming in. And she's like, oh, so is it going to turn you into, dust if you cross over the threshold and come into the home? Like, are you going to turn into dust? He said, I don't know. Hell, am I? All right. Because you know how you can get around these parks, ma'am. Am I going to turn into dust? Help me out. Help me understand. Okay. So he also, like I said, called her out in the confessional for being one that does not like to apologize and one that does not apologize. So y'all know baby Pilar has to go and have surgery because she has to get her tonsils and things like that taken out. Okay, so they kind of touched on that for a minute. Basically, he was going to meet them at the hospital. Okay, that's just what it's going to be. I'm going to meet y'all over there at the hospital. When Dennis turned to walk away and leave, baby Pilar looked at the window and was like, Daddy. And I was just like, oh, she's so sad that her daddy is leaving. And I know in that moment, Porsha really felt the way about the fact that her family cannot be in one place together, right? She can't have the relationship that she would have wanted with Dennis for her daughter and stuff. Like she wanted the overall family, the husband, the wife. She wanted all of that with her daughter. She wanted that fairy tale. And she's not getting that fairy tale. And now she's starting to see like, my daughter is going to have the same situation that I've had as a child. Okay. With when I wanted my mom to cross over the threshold, now it's my dad. Okay. Or at least now it's her dad that's not crossing over the threshold. So now she's saying that her daughter is about to start experiencing the same thing that she too has experienced. Right. So there's that. Okay, maybe she's not gonna experience everything Porsha did, 100%. But as far as the crossing over the threshold thing, her daughter's going to experience that. So then Lauren goes over to visit Aunt Liz. Okay, so they spend time together and they get ready for like a civil rights event. Well, really, it's the Hosea Feed the Homeless Foundation. So they got like a big warehouse. So they move to a new location. They have expanded. So they're gonna do like a celebration around it, right? So she invited Lauren over to kind of help her put some things together for this particular event. All right. She also goes on to let her know, like, girl, listen, I'm very proud of you. Right. She says that, Lauren says that I feel like a failure after this trip. So Aunt Liz is feeling like, I'm proud of you because you went forward to do this on this trip, try to get everybody organized and all that other great stuff, right? Aunt Liz tells her that she has changed people's lives. I said, no, she has not. Aunt Liz, come to the front and have a seat. Sit over there in the corner. Why is you sitting up here lying to this girl talking about she didn't change people's lives? Lauren ain't do shit. Okay? Lauren, you ain't do shit. All right. Now I don't know if this was I feel like this was your first time doing a retreat. So you should feel accomplished in that, right? Like, whoo, I got through my first retreat. It was what it was. We had a lot of kinks in a row, but at the end of the day, I finished it. I didn't leave early, whatever. We got all the way to the end. It was what it was. But if you feel like a little bit of a failure, girl, you probably should feel like, well, now that I think about it, should she really be the one to feel like a failure when a lot of it wasn't her fault? I feel like some of her practices did not help at all. So maybe she can take a little bit of part of the owner of the failure, right? She could take some ownership of the failure part. But I wouldn't put it all on myself because this was Porsha bullshit. And these was the people that Porsha brought along. Sit up here talking about she want her family to come together. But these people ain't even your fucking family. These are your yes men and women that came on this damn trip. Okay, so there's that. What else? Aunt Liz says that what she said? She said Aunt Gina, Mama Gina, not Aunt Gina, but Aunt Liz says that Mama Gina gave a great example of self accountability when they were out there. You know, that time when Aunt Diane was doing all that motherfucking hollering and stuff, damn near about to fall down to the damn ground. Yes, her. So when she was doing all the screaming and getting all the Holy Ghost, that was around the same time that Mama Gina called out herself and holding herself accountable for how she is and how she shows up when it comes to other people, right? So yeah, there's that. Lauren highlights how Dennis also did the same thing, right? So then Liz wants to meet with Dennis as well. Okay, she wants him to believe in himself and wants him to focus on the co-parenting that he does have with Porsha. And I just kind of feel like I hear you, Aunt Liz, and I think that's great for you to, you know, instill that in him. But you talking like you need to sit down and meet with Dennis as though Dennis hasn't already been doing his part in co-parenting. You need to have more conversations with your niece, okay? Then sitting up here trying to have conversations with Dennis, right? So, because I feel like Dennis did what he was supposed to do. Okay, so there's that. Especially when it comes to like co-parenting, right? So Pilar has had her surgery. Okay, all has went well with baby Pilar in the surgery. Dennis and Porsha were stuck in a small space together. Now they thought they was only gonna be there for one night, but they ended up having to be there for 2 days and a half. Okay, dealing with baby PJ. So when she ended up having this surgery, baby girl was not eating. She didn't want to eat and she didn't want to swallow, like none of that. So, and I don't blame her because, girl, these are your tonsils. I can imagine how little mama was feeling like, girl, I don't even want this soup that you trying to feed me, honey. I don't want none of this shit. For real, right? So because of that, she had to stay in the hospital longer, which forced Dennis and Porsha to stay in the hospital longer and forced them to be around each other longer since the trip. Now at the trip, you know, Porsha was trying to throw them hands and fight this man and everything. Talking about she wanted this man arrested, knowing with this little girl having this knowing with this little girl having to have this her tonsils removed, this probably was a scheduled appointment. So you already knew this was coming up, but then you trying to sit up here and get her daddy and her grandmama arrested. At least that's what you said that you wanted to do. Right, girl, I cannot. And then be trying to, but y'all know Porsha is queen of doing shit like that. That's why she keep having different turmoil or different type of drama things show up in her life, because she never resolves any fucking thing. She does it, or she do it all the time. She likes to run amok in the palace and then show up like nothing ever happened, like life is okay. I don't even know what you're talking about on today. I'm fine. And it's like, that's not how this should go. Right? Especially with your daughter dad. Like, girl, just resolve this. You did a little too much and let's resolve it and let's move on, right? So anyway, what else we got going on? So Liz calls the dentist, right? And she talks with him about him being a good father, right? She wants to have a sit down and she wants to also go to breakfast with the dentist, and says that she doesn't blame him for anything. It says that she saw him trying to leave a situation that he wasn't able to leave. I am so glad that she highlighted that, because when I did my review on last week, I told y'all, okay, Porsha, if you really wanted these people to leave this event or leave the dinner or whatever, if you really wanted them to leave, why would you go and stand near the exit, preventing them from leaving, yelling at them, chastising them, saying whatever you're saying, and you're standing right there in the space where they're supposed to leave, and then you over there protecting your Diddy Bob head ass cousin, Miss Storm. Yeah, no, ma'am. Okay, so I'm glad that Aunt Liz called that out, because that's exactly what was happening, right? He was trying to leave a situation, but Porsha obviously was there throwing insults, getting disrespectful with him and his mama or whatever, and then start throwing hands. And then you got damn Aunt Liz over here, not Aunt Liz, but Aunt Darlene dragging him down. So I feel like that was twofold when she said that you were trying to leave a situation that you couldn't leave. One, you couldn't leave because Porsha ass was standing near the exit, and then number two, you couldn't leave because Aunt Darlene ass was putting all her fucking weight on you, as if your weight that you got on yourself ain't enough. The fuck, girl, a mess. So anyway, the conclusion for real is the whole family loves Dennis. I feel like more of the family members are not seeing it for Simon at all, but nobody wants to check Porsha for real, because they're going to find themselves outside of the circle, okay? And they won't be able to have access to her. And everybody wants to be able to have access to somebody so they can be like, oh, yeah, that's my cousin, girl. She realize, well, girl, bye. Anyway, so anywho, they confirmed that they are indeed going to go to breakfast. So they're going to go and have that sit down, okay? So they're going to talk about some things, right? Let's get to Lundy and Porsha. Let's talk about them. Child, because Lundy decided that she was going to go and link up with Porsha, right? because she wanted to talk to her about the trip. So they link up for lunch or whatever, and Lundy walks to she wants to talk to Porsha about Dennis saying that Porsha told him to fire her. Now my thing is this: when did this happen? When did you get fired? Because some part of me feel like, do we have to talk about that now? I mean, maybe if you feel like your cousin slighted you and it's like, girl, why would you sit up here and tell this man to fire me? Okay, knowing that you too had just fired me. Now, why would you turn around and do some shady shit like that? But it's also like, for what? Do you really need Porsha to explain to you or tell you that she told Dennis that when you already know that your cousin is also a liar and she'll sit in your face and lie? You know what I'm saying? And I don't feel like Dennis was lying when he said. Now, I'm also not saying that Dennis is never a liar. No, I'm not saying that. But I feel like when Dennis brought the attention to the fact of when Dennis brought to Lundy's attention, like, look at how she treats you. I feel like Dennis definitely had a point. I feel like she do treat Lundy different than she treats some of the other people. So when he also brought up the fact that she was the one that told me to fire you, that's not far-fetched. I wouldn't be surprised by that at all, right? So Lundy, she decides first, before she really opens up the conversation to talk about like, hey, Dennis told me that you was trying to fire me or whatever. You told him to fire me. She decides to show him the robe, show Porsha the robe. She's like, look, Lauren gave it back to me, so I'm showing you the robe, girl, in case you want to go ahead and get this robe back. And it's like, Lundy, this whole scene, you pissed me off because you've been that big talk, rah, keeping it real with Porsha. But then when you get in this scene with Porsha, it's giving like pick me. It's giving like, I don't know. It was like you were up here and then you've been, you're reduced to down here. Like, I don't understand what that energy was about. But I kind of felt the way about it because that's not how you have been showing up. You've been fighting tooth and nail to get this damn robe from Porsha because you also knew that Porsha didn't need it. And you saw how Porsha conducted herself last week at the at the dinner or whatever. And then you turn around and want to give this woman this robe. She didn't deserve the robe. So why would you go and try and take it back to her and just instead of going back and giving it to Dennis? Like, what the fuck? What was that about? That didn't make any sense. So Porsha says, oh, girl, that robe. Girl, you can get that man that robe back, couldn't he? Yes, because Simon says, yes. Simon says, okay, give Dennis back all his stuff, including the robe. So, girl, I don't even want it no more. Okay, so there's that. She tells Porsha that they were going to tell her until Storm got involved. I can't even remember why I wrote that message down. I forgot what it was that she was going to tell her something. They were going to tell Porsha about something. I don't know if it was about the robe or if it was about Dennis coming or something that they were going to tell Porsha until Miss Storm got involved and added in her 2 cents. Okay. She said that, Storm, what's her name? Lundy tried to make it seem like Storm was the main reason why some things went awry. And I'm just kind of like, I can't even remember, honestly, what that I missed. I didn't write it in my notes to know exactly what Lundy was referring to. And maybe she was talking about the road. Maybe it was the robe she was talking about, like we grabbed the robe. I don't know. But more of the story, what I did write down after she mentioned Storm was the person that got involved. Okay, I was gonna say something, but everybody ended up getting involved. And when I say everybody, I mean Storm. I felt like don't put all that shit on Storm. Put it on Dom's whack ass too. Go on over there and put it on Dom because Dom was the first person to go to Porsha and say stuff like, girl, why they got to be carrying your baby's daddy robe? Like, why they got to be carrying his robe? So he was the first person trying to get some BS started. That was the only reason why Dom came on to the show was to be a bitch ass Nigga. Period. Okay. That's why he came on the show and to be a mess is Nigga. Okay. That's why Storm came on, not Storm, but that's why Dom came on to the show. So she tells Porsha that he didn't try Lundy tells Porsha when it came down to the disagreement and stuff between she and Storm, she felt like Porsha was not trying to see her side. First of all, let me say this. I feel like I'm jumping when I look at my messages and I'm sorry, when I look at my notes, I feel like I'm kind of jumping. And it could be because a lot actually happened in that scene, but it was just the way that they kind of chopped things up that it didn't necessarily flow 100%, right? But anywho, we went from talking about the robe and Storm being the main focal point, even though I feel like Dom heavily contributed to that. Then we're over here talking about how when it came down to it, Porsha never had Lundy's back the way that she had Storm's back. And then do you know that Porsha sat in this woman's face and played in this girl's face? And Lundy, you're a damn fool, because I do not understand the energy that you were giving to the people, that you actually chuckled at this. For some reason, like, I don't know, it seemed like it was coming off as though I'm already in a bad spot with my cousin. I want to get back in good with her. So let me just play nice. Like, I don't know what that was about, but okay. So when Porsha tells her, she says, oh, she was the main one that was closest to me. Yeah, she was the one that was closest to me. So, you know, I just felt like I would defend her because she was like right there near me. Why? You didn't have to defend nobody. You didn't have to defend nobody. You brought everybody here on this trip. You know that Storm is not directly connected or related or have insight for real on what's happening between you and Dennis. You know Lundy may know more. So why are you over there defending one cousin over the other cousin? You could have just like, you know, been neutral and told them both they need to chill the hell out. What? And you tried to protect her more than one time. Like, I didn't understand that energy that you were leading on with. And I thought that it was totally whack. I don't know if it was because Storm is from your mama's side of the family, whereas Lundy is from your dad's side of the family. Maybe you closer with your mom's side than you are with your dad's side. Like, I don't know what that energy was, but I ain't like how Porsha did that. Storm want to be Billy Badass. Let her stand up there and be Billy Badass on her own. Okay. Let her fight her own battles. Okay. What else we got going on? Porsha says, she said it was because Storm was the one that was sitting closer to her. Did you see how Lundy sat up there and laughed? I said, not you laughing and giggling like this is funny. And your cousin just basically played in your face and played you and said the reason I did not defend you was because this girl was closer to me. When she probably really wanted to say, I don't see you of much value to me, which is one of the reasons why I ain't defend you. But I didn't like that. I was like, okay, then, Lundy, you just gonna go along? Now, you've been very sensible this entire season. And then now you just go along in this moment. Lundy, what's going on? What are you going through, dear heart? Lundy brings up the tequila tasting and how Dennis said that Porsha told him to fire her. Porsha said, wait a minute. He said that I told you that? I don't recall telling him nothing like that. Interesting. I'm glad she said she don't recall. That made me believe that there was definitely a possibility there that she did say it. And it probably wouldn't matter what Porsha said. I would have still believed that she probably did tell that man that. But anyway, Porsha says that she doesn't remember. And she says she likes that he has had a friendship with them. But she didn't know that it would turn around to them believing everything that he said, pretty much holding on to the things that he said, but then leaving her out here, you know, like in the dust, okay? As if the things that she say aren't truthful. And she said something like, if you're going to sit up there and believe him, then that's going to make me think that did it ever cross your mind that Porsha could have possibly done something like this? Like, it's already given that it's already making me think that. It's kind of like what Porsha was saying, like you're already assuming, like if you would just automatically believe what he's saying, then that means that there was space and room in your head for you to believe that I actually would say or do something like that. And I'm thinking to myself as I'm watching it, like, because you would, okay? Because she's right, because yes, you are capable of doing just that, girl. Yes. That's why she kind of believed it. But even with that, she probably believed some of it. But again, she didn't take it and run with it wholeheartedly. She took it and came and asked you about it. So now it seems like you just trying to deflect to make it seem like Dennis is the one that's wrong and lying. Maybe not, but she says she don't recall, so it is what it is. Lundy tells her about Dennis calling attention to how she's not included in her inner circle. And I said, did he lie? Did he lie, Lundy? She called you when she saw fit for you to be beneficial to her. For real. Okay? You seem to be one to be beneficial, because I guarantee you, if Toya and them would have said they was going to be on this show, you would not be on this show. But I feel like because Toya and them and her sister and whoever else said they were not going to be on this show, then they decided to reach out to you and have your ass be a part of this show. Okay? Because Porsha probably also knows how much you probably want to be a part of her inner circle. Okay? Especially after she fired you and then turned around and convinced Dennis to fire you too. Yeah, girl. So, did he lie? No, he didn't. I don't believe he lied about that. But anyway, Lundy tells her that, well, Dom, because Portia's not hearing this, okay? She's not hearing this. She feeling like this full of SHI and all of the tea. And then Lundy says, well, when he said that, Dom and Lauren was kind of like giving a head nod, like, well, he ain't lying. Okay, so then your own assistants have already confirmed what it is that Dennis is saying. And in addition to that, I feel like they probably nodded because they also see the same thing. And you could have also said some slick ass things too that made them be like, well, listen, I mean, he said it, not me, baby. So, I mean, somebody will be telling the truth around here, okay? So there's that. Lundy tells her, Lundy speaks on Porsha firing her and how she didn't do it professionally. So Lundy says that she found out she was no longer going to be Porsha's assistant when she got a new assistant. And that new assistant happened to be Dom. So when she got the new assistant, Dom, that's when she found out, like, oh, shit. Yeah, Porsha was like, oh, yeah, you're not going to be my new assistant anymore. So anyway, Dom, like I was saying, like, that is so rude, so nasty, and so rude, girl. Yes. So this is the reason why Dom got fired. I can't say that I disagree with Porsha on this part here. Now, she says that Lundy was packing up her bags, right, so that she could travel. Lundy did not put any of Porsha's, like, I guess, like, hygiene products and travel items, I can't even think of it. It's another nerve, but like care products, okay? Her care kit or whatever, she didn't put all that stuff like in a Ziploc bag or packaged together, like shampoos, lotions, body wash, whatever it was. She did not pack it properly, right? And first of all, Lundy, are you not packing trips? Like, how do you not know how to put liquids in its own little container in case of possible leakage? Like, why didn't that even click? Maybe you was going through something at that time. But what it did was it resulted in her damaging Porsha's lambskin Chanel bag. So when it damaged the lambskin Chanel bag, Porsha was completely upset, and Porsha decided to go ahead and fire her in that moment. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if Lundy has also did some messed up stuff, some other stuff too, that probably could have resulted in Porsha firing her. Maybe that was just the straw that broke the lambskin back. I don't know. But that's just what I'm thinking, girl. Either way, you was fired, honey. And Porsha, you still could have told that girl in a better way. And instead of just assuming she's your family member, so you ain't got to keep it professional all the time. But anyway, let's keep going, honey. So Porsha speaks on being a big cousin to her, right? She's like, girl, I am your big cousin, okay? She says, you and I haven't really been around each other like that for us to be so close. And then Lundy says something like, well, when you were, Porsha says, I am your big cousin. And the reason why we're not close is because you weren't around when I was going through my abusive relationship. So first of all, Porsha, why the fuck did you put in that off on her? Because you was going through your abusive relationship or whatever you had going on. And then you want to try to come over here for this woman. Like, I'm trying to, let me make it make sense. So you was going through your abusive situation and you expected her to show up and be there for you. And that's when Lundy said, well, girl, I was in college. Like, what college like student is really doing it? Like, what did you really expect from her? And in addition, let's remove however long, which has probably been over a decade or close to it, that you were with Cordell and you had this abusive relationship. And then fast forward, you still hired this woman, right? You still hired her to work for you. You put her on to work with Dennis, right? And I'm just not understanding why y'all still couldn't be close, because even outside of that abusive situation, you still thought enough of her to hire her, but then you don't think enough of her to be closer to her. But then you also thought enough of her to bring her onto the show so that it could be a benefit for you. Somebody get in the comments. I need y'all to make it make sense, because it's not making sense for me. That story that you gave her was a bogus ass story. Okay, so I don't know. I can understand if y'all not as close because y'all just don't have the same type of interest or whatever, right? But at the end of the day, let's not talk about what was, let's talk about what's now. Like, is that possible for us to have a close relationship now? Because Lundy said something like, I think it's possible for us to get to that place where, we can, really get to know each other more and develop our relationship or whatever. And I think that could have been when Porsha, started to hone in on the abusive relationship and all this other shit. Porsha, how long is you going to use this story? How long is you going to use this story? Okay, for the reason as to why you're not doing something, or you're this way or you're that way. Haven't you like moved forward to get therapy? Now, granted, I understand it's going to always be a part of you, and you're probably going to have to, speak on it at times when you see fit, because some things, when it comes to that, we're just not over, right? But at the same time, that can't be your excuse for like everything, girl. I guess, honey, let's keep going. Like, I mean, that was definitely giving deflection energy. Okay. I feel like you don't see Lundy as your cup of tea and all of that. It's something about Lundy that's not your cup of tea. I don't know what it is. I don't know. But I don't like it. But there's that. So what else did I want to say? Porsha, so after Lundy pretty much checks her and talks to her about this, about them not being close. And again, I still feel a way about that, because it's like she close enough for you to bring her on your trip to be your yes woman, but she not close enough for you to actually have a real relationship with. That's why Lundy was coming to you. But Porsha storms off, goes over to production, starts going off about, I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick of it. I'm tired of it. Like, I'm tired of my family coming at me, telling me I don't spend enough time with them. And I was just like, I don't know what this is giving here, girl. I guess, I don't know. I mean, maybe she do got a lot of family members that's not getting her time, but I'm just like, girl, what y'all want from this lady? What kind of time y'all out here seeking and looking for? Girl, I guess, I don't know. But anyway, Porsha come back from the table. Porsha come back to the table. What we see Lundy doing over there, damn crying, somebody, I didn't mean to get you upset. That for me, I'm just giving y'all my opinion, okay? It was pick me for me. Like, I didn't mean to get you upset. Why are you so, like, that's not making sense for me. You came to her to express to her how she's been making you feel, or whatever it is. She didn't have your back. And then here you are sitting up here crying to her about how you didn't mean to get her upset, not acknowledging and paying attention and realizing that this lady is deflecting in your face. She's trying to absolve herself from any accountability or anything, from how she's treated you with Storm, to the firing of you, to getting you fired from Dennis and all of that. She decides to take a break, walk away, and make this all about her and say, I'm tired of my family saying they don't get enough time with me, and and all this other stuff. Then she come back around, and then you over here crying, and then she like, oh, I'm so sorry, girl. Don't be crying, girl. No, you ain't doing that wrong, girl. Girl, you ain't making me upset, girl. I know I said you ain't making me upset, girl, but I still was upset because I got up and I walked up and talked to production and damn near cussed them out, girl. I know, girl, but listen, I'm still here for you, girl. I'm your cousin, girl. We gonna get through it, girl. Just stand, girl. Like, just stop crying, girl, because I can't really take it. Like, I ain't got time. Whew. Lundy, girl, you got on my damn nerves in that scene. I'm not even finna lie to you, honey. I'm not even finna lie to you. What she says, I think Porsha says, like, I want to be close to you. I want to be close to you. And I'm like, no, you don't, especially after the ones that were close to you. I feel like she does not want to be close to Lundy. I don't care what nobody say. She's not giving you that energy. The people, and I'm like, I think Lundy also said she wanted to be close, whatever it is. One, I don't believe Porsha wants to be close with Lundy, period. Lundy wants to be close to Porsha. And I'm like, are you sure that's something that you want? Because last week, the people that were close to her own cousin, okay, they sprayed her ass last week, okay, for her works and for the same way America has seen her. All right. So are you sure you want to be close to her? Because you're going to find yourself on that same end, calling her out. And then why do you want to be so close to Porsha if you don't always condone a lot of the stuff that she do? What is that about? Was that you wanting to make sure that you get another opportunity to be a part of the show if it comes back around? Like, what energy was you giving, Lundy? Y'all, somebody explain to me, because that shit wasn't adding up for me. Okay, I thought Lundy was a person that didn't care too much. Like, Porsha ain't finna run me. I'm not finna be no yes woman. I'm not finna do all of this and do all of that. Girl, I'm gonna call a thing a motherfucking thing, honey. And then you over here crying down to the table. Anyway, girl. Okay, girl, good luck. All right, let's talk about Dennis and Aunt Liz. So she asked him, how was it being around Porsha after the trip or whatever? Dennis says during the time that they were at the hospital, he says what was said or what had needed to be said was said, pretty much. What needed to be said was said. And I said, no, the hell it wasn't. Not if you was the only person up there apologizing and not Porsha. And honestly, I feel like you shouldn't have gave her no damn apology, because for what? Storm should have shut her ass up. And you should have told her to shut up, period. When nobody else finna tell her nothing, then she gonna run over there trying to protect that girl. Okay, that's what they always do. That's why Dennis keep his foot on Storm's damn neck, because nobody else in that house or nobody else in that family finna sit up here and check her. Y'all be trying to protect her instead of checking her, which is why Dennis always be telling her, girl, shut the fuck up. Okay, so there's that. What else did I want to say about that? So I just feel like he shouldn't even apologize. Then Porsha want to sit up there and tell you to get out the house, you and your mama and your sluts can leave or whatever like that. Then she came at your mama and then want to sit up there talk about, I want him in jail, him and his bitch ass mom. I want them in jail or whatever like that. It's like, I want to apologize for a motherfucking thing. Okay, if you are a person, Porsha, that likes to move forward as if nothing ever happened, then guess how we moving? Like nothing ever happened until your ass sit up there and you apologize to me. Because that's one time I just felt like Dennis, don't say nothing to her. But I understand him wanting to release a little bit of the tension, being in that space with his daughter's mom. He probably felt like, for PJ's sake, let me just go ahead and apologize, clear this, get this off my conscience. If she don't apologize or she don't do that, that's gonna be on her. I said my part and I'm moving on. So it definitely could have been a situation like that, but I just felt like I want to say the goddamn thing. It would have been all about baby PJ. Let me tell you, it would have been all silence in that damn room, because I wouldn't have gave her nothing. I wouldn't even ask her ass, I'm finna order Uber Eats, you want some? No, you can have Simon bring your ass something to eat. That's what you got a fiance for, right? You ain't finna eat shit up off my no man. What you want, little mama? Do you want something? You want daddy to order you some soup or whatever like that? You want some ice cream? Okay then. But if you think I'm finna ask your mama if her ass wants something, you got me messed up. No, she better call Simon and hope that shit get here before hours do, because I'm not finna sit up here and give her nothing. I'm not finna do it. Anyway, over there being overly nice. I'm like, Dennis, as much as you probably was an ain't shit dude, you know what I'm saying, in y'all relationship or whatever like that, you still a good guy somewhere up in there. And I would have still treated her ass like it. Listen, let's keep going. So Dennis says during the time they were at the hospital, he said whatever needed to be said had already been said. I feel like it wasn't, because Porsha has yet to apologize. And she seems unbothered. Seems like she isn't willing to apologize. When she came out with that statement on last week and put it on her damn page. And she was sitting up here talking about Mama Gina. Talking about, although I didn't get physical with Mama Gina, I should know to respect my elders. Like, why are you being disrespectful? Why you got to say elders? Even though granted that is what she is, but we know how you were throwing shade, Porsha. You could have just sat up there and said, well, my daughter's grandmother or whatever, right? So I don't know what all of that. All right. So then anyway, he says that Porsha, he says that he's more concerned not about the relationship that he has with Porsha. He's more concerned about the relationship that Mama Gina and Porsha have. Aunt Liz feels like Mama Gina has already made the strides to make things better. I don't know if she 100% made the strides, because she hasn't really had a conversation with Porsha so that they can apologize to each other or whatever and smooth things over. But I feel like Aunt Gina made a step, not a stride, but a step, or strides. She made a step, one, when she sat up there and took accountability for how she comes off to other people, right? So I feel like she made a little bit of accountability step, but not no big ass strides, Aunt Liz, okay? So we're gonna, like, that's a no, okay? They both can work on that. They both can make some better strides if that's the case. So Aunt Liz tells Dennis about the new headquarters and how she wants him to come check it out, right? And she said, oh yeah, Lauren told me to hit you up for some of them hot dogs. You gonna bring us some of them hot dogs? He said, yeah, let me know what you need. I got you. I'm gonna bring them over there, yeah, for sure. But I ain't gonna be able to be there because I got some other things I gotta handle somewhere else, okay? But I do feel like if Dennis could be there, he probably would have. I think he probably was gonna be busy going to another location, because y'all know he just opened up Douglasville, the hot dog factory out there in Douglasville. He has quite a few locations of the hot dog factory and quite a few locations of crew. So he probably try to make his rounds. So I mean, you know, it could be possible he wasn't gonna be there, whatever. So Aunt Liz did feel disappointed by that, but she still was appreciative for him wanting to donate and stuff like that. So She also tells him, like, it really sucks that you won't be able to be around, because I really wanted you to get the chance to know the real Hosea Williams family. Okay. I really, really wanted you to get a chance to, get to know us or whatever like that. And then she said, oh, that's a mix. See, I shouldn't have said it. I know, I got to stop doing that. Right. So basically it does sound like Aunt Liz doesn't directly see Porsha as a part of the Hosea Williams family, which I will say is a little bit unfair. Because if Hosea, her dad, or whatever, the second or whatever it is, had more kids, I'm sorry, not her dad, but her granddad had 7 other kids, it still was by a woman that was outside of the Williams family. So what is you getting at here, right? It's just that her I ain't gonna say her ratchetness, but it's the way she represents herself on television that makes Aunt Liz feel like, girl, you're not of this caliber of people and what we're trying to represent over here with this foundation. You're giving us some different type of energy, okay? So what else we got? Aunt Liz tells Dennis, we talked about all of that. She also says that Porsha is on the side of Diane's side of the family, okay? Basically, Aunt Liz don't fool with that side of the family as if she has to. She really don't, right? Because her only connection would be to Diane, if that. So, that's what Aunt Liz is saying, girl. She don't really fool with y'all kind over there on Aunt Diane's side of the family, honey. So there's that. Yikes. So let's keep going. Porsha and her mom. So she calls her mom and tells her about being at the hospital with Dennis. She says they really stayed to themselves, and they were on their gadgets for the most part, as it should have been. She did say that Dennis ended up apologizing for everything that happened in Mexico, but she never apologized. And I just felt the way about that. Like, girl, you are so trash. And the fact that you feel like an apology is not warranted, that's just up to me. If as much as you feel like Aunt Gina owes you an apology, you owe her one as well. And I can imagine how the relationship is right now. Now, after Porsha ended up going off on, social media, not so much as going off, but, trying to give her thoughts, saying I should know better about, physical, never letting things get physical. Girl, this is a repetitive behavior of yours. This is just what you do. You'll never know better because that's just who you is, right? So after she came out with this whole post and trying to paint Dennis out as a person that abused her and her cousin, when we already saw what was really going on the cameras. Shortly after that, we did see images and video posted on Mama Gina's page of her and Pilar. So it seems like she has been around baby Pilar recently. So I don't think she probably went over there to get her, but I think that there could have been an exchange between Porsha and Dennis, and that's how Mama Gina was able to see the baby. But I feel like the relationship between Mama Gina and Porsha is still very, very strained. And I feel like with Mama Gina, she don't care. I don't think Mama Gina is pressed by it at all. I don't think she's bothered at all. Like, girl, you're going to do what you want to do. And whatever you do, it ain't going to make me SHI. It ain't going to, it ain't going to do nothing for me. So it's whatever, right? So there's that. Porsha is learning how to make Nigerian dishes. I just cringe, y'all. Every time I see her and this man together, it just, I can't stand it. But Porsha learning how to make Nigerian dishes for him. She done got a chef come over there to teach her how to make some beef pies or something like that. Everything else she ordered, and then she gonna pretend like she cooked it. So all right then. He ends up getting over to the house and he all happy and stuff, and he about to eat the food, like everything look good or whatever. But I feel like he probably knows she ain't make this shit. She said something about, I guess, like having good news or something like that. She was saying, I don't know. But he tells her, listen, I got some good news of my own. And he shows her the signature where he and Fallon have finalized the divorce. So they are officially divorced. Okay. And Porsha was really excited about this because they had just closed on their home. So they're going to be moving in soon. So she's going to feel more comfortable moving into a home with a man that she know is not married. But that's what it was given. But I don't see why, when you were so comfortable being engaged to a man that was married. Yikes. And then your cousin outed you on last week, confirming that you was messing around with this man while he was married. Yikes. Oh, I can't stand it. But okay, girl. Yeah. So what else? Oh, yeah. I just put that, they're such an ill couple, like ill. Okay, they're such a ill type of couple, and I can't stand all the extra photoshops and stuff that Miss Porsha, the filters and everything she be doing to this man's face. Simon trying to make him look younger than what he is when we already know what this man look like. Like, slow it down, okay? Slow it down, ma'am. Let's get to the Hosea event. Okay, so it's the day of the Hosea event, and Porsha sent Aunt Liz a message to let her know that she won't be able to be at the event because of her daughter. She's dehydrated, she's not feeling well, so they have to, and I think she had stopped eating and stuff too. So they had to get her to the doctor's office, to the hospital, and her mama went with her, so she was gonna miss this event. And Aunt Liz was really upset by that, not so much as by Porsha, but I think she was just upset by hoping that her little niece is going to be okay. So she asked that they send Simon as a replacement so that he could represent their family. Okay, so Aunt Liz says, so Simon ends up showing up. She speaks with Simon and lets him know that she talked to Porsha about co-parenting. Okay. He tells him thanks for allowing Dennis to be there and co-parent. And Simon says it's mostly for Pilar and how he will do it. And he said it's mostly for Pilar and I'll do anything to protect the integrity of the co-parenting. Here's the thing for me. I got to do it, y'all. I'm sorry.
Shut your bitch ass up before I get to talking shit about you.
Okay, I had to do that because for him to say that he'll do anything to protect the integrity of the co-parenting situation, but you hopped your ass in the middle of some stuff between Porsha and him on last week, then you want to come in and add your 2 cents and give all your extraness, but then you saying that you do stuff mostly for Pilar and you want to protect the integrity. So see, now you're probably going to make that a difficult situation now for them to actually co-parent. So if Porsha coming out making her statement or whatever about the show, making a statement about Pilar's, if that's how she wants to put it, Pilar's side of the family, then stay your side of it. Okay, scoot back and just be quiet, because whatever you had to say, you really didn't add any value or anything to the conversation. So you could have just sat there on hush, but I'm sure Porsha told you you had better posted something to show that you got her back, right? Yeah, so anyway, those are just my thoughts about that. What else? Then he go, okay, so let me go back, okay, because I cannot stand Simon. Simon says that he has told Porsha that she is the granddaughter to Hosea Williams. And I'm like, why is you saying that she the granddaughter of Hosea Williams as if she don't fucking know that she's the granddaughter of Hosea Williams? The bitch came on to Real Housewives of ATL with that very theme. Okay, that was a part of her storyline. I am the daughter of Hosea Williams. Like, you know what I'm saying? She led in with that particular story. So why is you sitting up here feeling the need to tell her that? She know what she is. Okay, and she also know what she ain't. Hello? So then he goes on to tell Aunt Liz to show respect by treating the granddaughter of Hosea Williams better. First of all, sir, and Aunt Liz got in the confessional and said, you need to treat her better. Worry about that. No, Porsha needs to treat her damn self better. Number one. Okay, Porsha needs to work on treating herself better as the granddaughter to Hosea Williams. Porsha needs to work on treating the legacy better as the granddaughter of Hosea Williams. And who the do you think you are, sliding into this particular position in this girl's life after what, 2 months or however long, supposedly, that you've been there, and think that you can come? And first of all, regardless of how long you've been there, you just met Aunt Liz now. For you to slide in there and try and tell somebody to put respect on somebody else's name and the position that they hold within the family, baby, you can go. You can go. Shut your up before we get to talking about you. Okay? No, sir. You can scoot back. Porsha could have had that conversation with Aunt Liz. And then for you to also say this after Aunt Liz just had a sit down with Porsha at this same location, pouring into Porsha and talking to Porsha. Porsha felt amazing after finished talking to Aunt Liz. But then here your go messing up more stuff, making people in the family not really like you for real, because we already know everybody loves Dennis. And then turn around and tell this woman that she need to put respect on Hosea Williams' granddaughter. She can start putting respect on her own granddaddy name and her own position as the granddaughter in the family. Hello? She can start with herself first, and you can start with her too. And I hate that Aunt Liz did not check him in that moment, but checked him in the confessional where it doesn't matter. And I feel like she could have did that because she didn't want to ruin this event. Right. But I just felt like, you should have said, Simon, with all due respect, that's the situation between me and my family member. OK, it's not so much as to do with you. I appreciate you for stepping in and being here during her absence. However, family matters when it comes to Hosea Williams' family. It will continue to remain the Hosea Williams family's matters. OK, it's not involving you. Don't let this show get you You hear me? Right? But I think that she kept it cute and classy because of where they were. Because she had no problems with calling out Dom right out the gate, saying, I don't even know who you are. I don't even know you. I ain't never seen you in my life. So I feel like she would have been straightforward, right? But yeah, I think it was the event. It was what it was. But sir, you can scoot all the way to the back. Okay, you overextending and overstepping your motherfucking boundaries so much that I see Porsha starting to adopt your ideals on certain things, and it's sad. There's that. What else we got? Dennis and Porsha. So they decided they gonna have a dinner, honey. So he compliments her on her fur or something like that. Like, oh, that looks familiar. She was like, oh, does it? And he was like, I ain't buy that. She was like, no, it's for me going on tour or something like that. Or I guess like probably out here promoting her books or something like that, she was saying. And then she said, thanks, Simon. And so she is enjoying throwing this up in Dennis's face. And my thing is this, Porsha, when this is all over and all said and done, and you're finally like you out this little bullshit of a honeymoon phase and y'all living together and everything, what is it gonna be like then in like 3 years if y'all still together? Is it still gonna be giving? Because he's still gonna be old and then you're gonna be young and vibrant. So what is it gonna still be giving? You know what I'm saying? Like, because at some point, Dennis ain't gonna be jealous no more. At some point, Dennis might go on and to get married to somebody else. And then how you gonna respond to that? Because see, then you ain't gonna be able to make him jealous no more. And he might end up finding him somebody else like you. All right, somebody else that too got money. Maybe she'll be in real estate or something. Somebody else that too got money, and it's not just all about her looks, but she looks great though. And she making money, she making bank, and she got her stuff. Like, I wonder what that dynamic would be like. Okay, maybe you'll be well over Dennis at that time, I guess, but I still feel like it would hit a lot differently when she see that he's moved on and he's probably engaged or married and probably given to that woman what he never ended up giving to her. Okay, and then now she got this man Simon over here with all these kids. She has yet to have another one by him. Who knows? We'll see what the future holds. And then he probably can't keep up with her as much as probably Dennis could keep up with his woman. But we just gonna see how it play out, girl. But either way, good luck. Okay, let's go ahead and move on. What else? He asked about the engagement. He wants to know about the engagement and how the house and things are coming. He said, I ain't hearing nothing about no house or whatever like that. But I know, Dennis, you're asking this question because you still think that is fake. No, they moving forward. Okay, it's not fake. Okay, I think he's expecting it to end at any moment, and you could give up on that, baby, because it's just not gonna happen. Okay, because at this point, with all the people that got so much to say about Porsha is at a place where she feel like she ain't got nothing but time to prove something. Okay, Porsha feel like she got something to prove, so she's gonna hang in there to continue to force this narrative and force the fact that she feels like, oh, we're really doing something, like this is real. Like she's gonna continue to force this on us, so you might as well give that up and let that go. She tells him that oh yeah, you know, we closing our house and we'll be moving in soon. Yeah, like next week or so, in a few weeks. Like, yeah, so she is enjoying this, making him feel away and making him jealous. Okay, and I feel like Dennis is jealous. Okay, I do. I feel like as much as she's enjoying it, he is jealous for sure. She says her focus is the past. She said her focus is this: the past is the past, and she wants them to move forward in their own lanes. She no longer wants to be held down to the things that he's done in the past and how he's treated her. Okay, she wants to be able to let that go. Now, Porsha lets him know that he was like, where y'all moving to? She was like, oh, in the city. I feel like that was messed up because I'm like, damn, when it came down to Dennis, you know, y'all wasn't moving into the city. You wanted him to move out there to Norcross or wherever you at. Like he couldn't, like you gave him so much flack about moving into the city, right? Which was messed up. But now Simon can sit around and come along, and then you could just go ahead and hightail your little stuff on over there to the city. I guess, honey, let's keep going. Now she's trying to look for her daughter's schools and stuff, right, on her own. So it seems like she's not trying to really include Dennis on choosing the schools and stuff like that. And he's like, well, what are you doing? What you mean you got to do this and you got to do that? Don't you mean we got to do this and we got to do that? And I'm with Dennis on that. I don't even care if Porsha did say, you're not here, you don't be here. You thought you called him to make sure he was there to be his ass at the hospital, right? So it wasn't just you at that hospital. It was both of y'all putting in that work for him to be at that hospital. When that little girl needs something and you call, just like the man said, it ain't no shortage of funds on either side of this table, baby. I believe Dennis does show up. So if he wants to be active in that child's life, and he wants to be active in choosing the schools and stuff like that, because hell, he probably gonna have to pick her up from school sometimes. That should be a together situation. That should be a together decision. Now you can sit up here and adopt Simon's ideals all day long if you want to, but Simon gonna have your side up for sure. That's what I'm believing, because Simon wants life to be how Simon wants life to be, and that's just not what it is. Okay, if she wants Dennis to still be a part of the family and be family, I feel like he could still be your family and still be Pilar's dad, and y'all not have that type of whatever energy y'all got going on, because the energy was given that you missed Dennis and you still wanted to be with him. Period. Okay, and Simon noticed that. That's why he wants to sever as many ties as he can when it comes to y'all, and just make it all about, just your daughter or whatever. And you're also operating in this space as though you're a single mom, when and to some, yeah, you're a single mom or whatever, but it's not like the dad is not heavily active in her life. So yeah, you included him on surgery. So include him on the other shit. I'm sure you include him on when she need clothes and when she need other stuff. So if he wants to help choose the school, okay, include him on that too, right? And then she started withholding info from him about the home and stuff. He wants to know about the home. She's like, well, you will see it when you got to come over there and pick her up or whatever like that. I guess I can't really say that he should really know exactly where she stayed, but some part of me feel like, well, shit, if you know exactly where he stayed, then it's only right, because ain't no telling what could go down over there at that house, and he got to get to his damn daughter. So why not just let him know? He just got to know he can't come over there whenever the hell he want to come over there. Only come over here when it's when it's regarding your child. That's it, right? So there's that. But I feel like Porsha didn't give him no information because Simon doesn't want him to have that information. But anyway, what else? Dennis says, no, Porsha says, anyway, so you text Simon because you told him you wanted us to talk. So like, what you want? Dennis says, yeah, he says, because I know you're getting married and all, but that's still my kid. That's still 50% my kid. Porsha says, well, that sounds aggressive. And I'm like, well, number one, no, it doesn't. It doesn't sound aggressive. And number two, he needed to remind you that he is still, that's still his child. He's still 50%, that's still 50% his child, since you want to handle everything solo when it comes to choosing schools and other stuff that you out here choosing, right? So, yeah, how is it that he paying for the school now that she's at, but then you about to move her to another school and not trying to include him on that? And even if that wasn't what it was, that's the energy that you was giving off, because you was enjoying making him feel salty in this moment, and you ended up playing yourself, right? So then she says, we know that's your child. And then it says, yeah, but you don't act like that though. I'm like, come on, because she's adopting whatever ideals Simon is over there telling her. If Simon could end up being Pilar daddy all the way, that's exactly what he'll do. I don't give a damn about their front about, I want them to be the best co-parents ever and all this and that. Miss us with that bullshit and what you trying to sit up here and say on social, on TV. Because what you give on social media at times does not be the same. The only thing I did hear Simon where he showed his slip for sure in the beginning was when he said that he doesn't like Dennis. And in so many words, he said he didn't like Dennis. Dennis is not of his kind. And if it wasn't for Porsha, he would have no interactions and nothing to do with Dennis, because he feels like Dennis is no of value to him. And Dennis isn't of his caliber. So for me, yes, I see Simon wanting to be able to wipe Dennis completely out the picture. And I feel like it starts real small. Y'all know Porsha love when a man control her. It starts real small and then it's going to get bigger and bigger. And that's why I'm glad Dennis keeps his foot on your mother neck. So at the end of the day, and don't you ever forget it, and you and Simon, that I'm the daddy to this little girl over here. And ain't shit shaking or moving unless I got some involvement to do with it. So if I got to go to court, shout out to Dennis. If I got to go to court and get the judge involved so I can get my joint custody, get my 50-50 written on paper, okay, then that's what I'm going to do. Period. Right. So then she says, she said, well, when it comes to, our situation, I've kind of given up on, the idea of what it is that I had, because I was trying to make us family. Right. I was trying to go from being romantic to going to, what she said, to making you my brother. And I said, girl, how many brothers you out here smashing on? What is that? You out here smashing your brothers and having babies by him? So how the hell you finna take somebody from being romantic to being like a brother to you? No, he could just be like a close friend to you. Like, we have a great relationship. Like, why would you even have to add brother to it? I don't know. But anyway, Portia. But now she says, scratch that. And then she says, he wasn't honest with her. And then it says, are you being honest with yourself? I said, come on, Dennis. Come on. Are you being honest with yourself? You up here talking about me not being honest with you. Are you being, what was I not honest with you about? Okay, what was I not honest with you about? Are you being honest with yourself right here, right? She brings up his mom and he tells her, stop bringing my mama up. Stop bringing my mama up. Okay, let's talk about me and you. You love bringing other people up into the conversation, and that's not the focal point at this time. The focal point is you and I. Let's talk about that. So she says that they aren't family, but they're Pilar's family. When she said this, that for me gave me Simon. That's all I was hearing was Simon. You're adopting the ideals of Simon. That's what that is. Okay. I didn't like it. So yeah, I ain't like that. I feel like y'all still can be family at family bicker. You was just getting into it with your other cousins. Like, I mean, it is what it is. Family have their issues. So why is it that you can't still be family with Mama Gina, even though y'all have differences and Mama Gina calls you out on your bullshit? Like, what? That's the real reason you don't like Mama Gina. Mama Gina see through your ass. That's what that is. That's the real reason you can't take her. So she says that she want their co-parenting on black and white. Now, how dare you ask for black and white? And then this man tells you, oh, okay, you want it on black and white. Well, I sent you the paperwork the other day. You ain't see it. She gonna say that she didn't see it. I don't believe it. I feel like Porsha did see that, okay? Porsha wants to split up the holidays and all. And she says she thinks a judge doesn't have to be involved with that, right? And I agree with Dennis. Dennis says he wants his joint custody. I do not blame him because I think Dennis sees how Porsha is and how she can be mentally controlled by somebody else, because I think Porsha enjoys that type of energy. And I feel like it's great for Dennis to be proactive to make sure he's always going to be in his daughter's life and involved in some capacity by getting joint custody. When he get joint custody, I don't even believe he's going to be paying like child support. And Porsha could turn around and flip it just like she was trying to flip it a few weeks ago, talk about how she was an overall single mom and how she does everything for her daughter when she just said out her mouth that this man pays for her child care. Okay, this man picks her up on a regular basis. This man showed up to the damn surgery appointment and stayed there the entire time to be there with his daughter. This man sat up here and even ordered you food. So for me, and then still willing to donate hot dogs and stuff to your damn aunt. So it ain't nothing Porsha Williams is going to be able to say to me to make me think that Dennis is not a great dad. Okay, so what else did I want to say? So I feel like it's great for him to go and get that joint custody or whatever, because Porsha could flip that at any moment. All right. And then try and turn around and put this man on child support and make him pay so much or whatever like that when he's already being active in her life. Okay. So, yeah, there's that. And then Porsha, what else? Porsha she mad that Dennis wants to protect himself and his rights as a parent. Okay. But you just told him that you want the stuff on black and white, but instead he beat you to it. And then now you want to be upset because he just wants his stuff in black and white and authorized and confirmed by way of a judge. So it ain't no changing over here, right? So yeah, I see nothing wrong. I see nothing wrong. I actually commend Dennis for that, even whether Portia's an amazing mom or she ain't an amazing mom. That's not how he was coming at her. She the one who took it as, oh, you're trying to tell me that I'm not a great mom. Is that what you're trying to say? And da, da, da. That man never said that stuff out his mouth. All that man said was he's thinking about himself and he wants to make sure he is secure in his position in this little girl's life, no matter where you take her, because you with this man now who's from Nigeria, shit, you may try and uproot and move up out the damn country. So ain't no telling what you gonna do. This man got his rights, and I commend him so much because there's so many men out here that have children and they just give up because they think the law is against them and they don't do the research or get a lawyer or whatever to understand that they do have rights when it comes to their children, right? There's so many men that don't give a damn about their rights and rather sign them over, that a lot of the men that are active feel defeated and feel like, oh yeah, well, you know, I ain't got no rights. Yes, you do. Okay. So there's that. So I'm glad that Dennis is being very proactive when it comes to that. Porsha has already proven and shown that she cannot be an individual that can be trusted. Okay. Especially the way we've seen her throughout reality TV and now adopting the ideals of Simon. Let's keep going. Dennis bring up, you know, his child being in Porsha's home and that she's about to get married, and he wants to make sure that he's a part of the decisions when it comes to his daughter, as he should be, because Simon is not the person to make those ultimate decisions when it comes to that little girl. Okay, Porsha gets upset and says that he's hardly there, you're hardly there, and then says, don't paint me as a person that doesn't take care of my child. He never said that. You did. He never said that. All he said was, even when it comes to you dropping her off in the middle of the night. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you got to fly out or do something. Like, I just want all my rights. I don't want to have no issue. I don't want you dropping this little girl off at my house and then turn around trying to play like I done kidnapped her or something like that. Like, girl, no, man, we not gonna do that. Okay. That's when Dennis says it ain't no paper shortage on either side of the table. So what does she need? I feel like if Porsha would have said anything that little girl need, he would have gave it to her. All these Chanel bags and everything he was going out here buying you that kept your legs open and everything, girl. He would do the same thing for his child. Okay. Now she says that the relationship that he has with her is because she has allowed him to, but don't threaten her with a judge. What? Girl, he ain't trying to take the girl from you. He's trying to secure his rights. And you, Porsha, are purposely trying to misunderstand what it is this man is saying. Okay. The waitress brings out the food and then Dennis tells her, listen, oh, you can go ahead and box that up. Honey, I hollered. I said, I know that's right, Dennis. Pack that up. She tells him, whatever you're trying to do, you know, this right here that you came, that you're trying to do, this is an epic fail. Okay. And he says that it's an epic fail on you because people know you out here looking stupid. I said, come on, Dennis. Come on, Dennis. Come on, Dennis. I was so here for him. Porsha says that this man can she said this man came to threaten her with the judge. And I'm like, he not trying to paint you out to be like anything. He didn't threaten you with no judge. You the first one that said you want this to be in black and white. He's already beat you there. Okay. When you say black and white, whenever somebody say black and white, they talking about paperwork. Okay. So there's that. He trying to make sure he got his rights in place. I think he does feel a way about her being with Simon, but I think he wants to make sure he isn't excluded from his child's life by the way Porsha has been operating. Okay. So, there's that. That was pretty much the episode. The show was cool for, you know, the most part. It gave great opportunity for people to be up here and drag Miss Porsha for her works. Okay, if y'all ain't never dragged her throughout Real Housewives of Atlanta history, here it is. Okay, because she definitely got dragged on her show. I was definitely one of those people that was not open to dragging Porsha until all of this went down. And, you know, like I told y'all before, you know, the season prior to last. But anyway, outside of that, I will be going live with you guys later on because, you know, I got to hear your thoughts about it. You guys are getting my thoughts. So we're going to have a chit chat later on tonight. Okay. So please make sure you guys come back. I believe it's going to be at like 7:00 or something like that, girl. Just make sure you got your notifications on and you set your reminder. Okay. But that's all that I got, honey. I'm Jamie. That's me. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share my videos. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Jamie. That's me. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.